Hey guys, what's going on? I want to start the video by saying if you're here, give yourself a big pat on the back because that means you're already better than most Rocket League players because you're actively seeking out ways to improve your gameplay and get better at the game. Today we're doing an analysis for Andre, who's Champion 3, Division 3, just breaking into Grand Champion. If you want to learn how to get a replay analysis done yourself, check out the description down below. We're going to go ahead and start the analysis now. But just before we do me a huge favor, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't be afraid to ask any questions or start a conversation in the comment section down below. Alright, starting off with the kickoff. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, the boy's been working on his speed flip kickoff. Okay, he almost scored. This could have been better. This touch here kind of gives away possession. Right? Look at how much, this is a free ball for you. I want to see you either do probably one of three things here. I want to see you either go into a flip reset. You're almost GC. I know you can flip reset. I know how good you are, Andre. I've played against you. But I want to see you take this ball, go up the wall, start a flip reset, do some sort of solo play, an air dribble, or a ceiling shot. Any of those work. Probably a ceiling shot or a flip reset are more threatening than an air dribble, but hey, an air dribble can work sometimes as well. Or you can even possibly go ahead and, one second. Okay, or you can even go ahead and get up above the ball as it's rolling up the wall, chip it back down to the ground, comes down this way, you come down the wall following it up, and then you can make a solo play, right? Ball comes, bounces in this area, bounces upwards, you drive down behind the ball, and now you're in a position to make a ground play if you're more comfortable with your ground plays than your aerial plays. But this touch that you make just gives the ball away to silent, and you're lucky he didn't go up the back wall and just take possession of this. I don't know why he didn't clear it, why he didn't take possession off of his back wall. That's his own fault. Bottom line is this touch he made just completely gives away possession. That could have been a goal. So obviously shooting accuracy is so far a little bit of a concern. Not really a concern. It's 12 seconds into the game, missed one shot. But this was definitely scoreable. If you put this under the crossbar, you would have had the goal. Unfortunate. Always ways we can improve our gameplay, right, boys? Shooting accuracy is one that pretty much anybody could use some improvement on at any rank. Good job putting that on target. At least pressures him to have to make a save. That was a really good passing opportunity here, right? You've got this guy in a 2v1. You know your teammate's going to be midfield. If we go back one more time, just watch how this play develops. Your teammate is right there. Now he's behind you. He's letting you go first, so he should be backing you up. Your teammate's had so much time and space to position where he needs to be right now. You should be expecting him to be mid. If he's not mid at this point in time, I don't know what he's doing. So yeah, this could have been a really good opportunity to take the 2v1 because there's really no threat of this guy intercepting a pass because obviously you can't even see your teammate on screen, but you know he's mid. That just means you need to pass the ball far away from the net, which is important pretty much anytime you're passing. You want to try to pass the ball away, get the ball away from the net, away from the defender, so that way it's harder for them to save. Just a quick tip, a lot of the time when you are positioning for a pass, you want to position back behind the person doing the pass, not necessarily in line with them or in front of them, because if you're in line with them or in front of them, when the pass comes to you, the pass is going to be really close to the net, and it's really easy for the defender to close the gap and make the save. So if you're behind the person who's passing to you, then you're increasing the distance that the ball is from the net, And now you have way more options to shoot it where this defender cannot reach it. But yeah, you've got this guy in a 2v1. There's no threat if you make this pass far enough back that he's going to be able to really intercept the ball before you can at least get back and rotate back to defense. And this is a really tight angle shot as well. So an infield pass, even a backboard pass wouldn't be terrible here. The shot as well is scoreable, but the highest percentage play, I think, is going to be the infield pass here every day. I don't advocate for a lot of passing in 2v2 because it can get intercepted and then, you know, nobody's back on defense because both of you are committed to the pass. But in this play, there was really no risk of this guy intercepting a well-placed pass. See, like that. That's the kind of pass you aren't gonna want to be making in 2v2. Could have been slightly better. If you would have waited for the bounce here, you would have got a lot more power on your pass. Right? I think you just mistimed your touch. You probably know that. But for anyone who doesn't know, if you wait for the bounce and then hit the ball, you're going to get a lot more power most of the time than if you hit the ball while it's still falling to the ground. If you hit the ball right after the bounce, you tend to get a lot more power on your touch. And then that probably would have made it to Tramisu. Maybe right before Silent could have intercepted it, but Silent could have still possibly had a block. So be careful on this pass. Didn't have to pass here. Nobody was pressuring you. You could have just kept taking it upfield. Right? At this point, bam. Let me play this in slow motion. Notice Brodlin has not turned to start challenging you yet. If you would have let this ball bounce and stayed behind it, don't try to catch it yet, because, you know, if you are high enough skilled at the game, you would recognize in this play that you don't have the speed to get under the ball and you don't have the boost to increase your speed to get under the ball to actually catch the ball. You would have hit it with the front of your car and it would have rolled off your car and you would have lost control. So you got to wait for one more bounce. He's giving you the option to wait for one more bounce because he's not challenging you yet. He's not turning and challenging you. So wait for that bounce and then get under it. Threaten the flick or flick it. Or just execute that pass a little bit better. Okay. Now I was going to say that you should be going for this ball, but I think you actually played this out really well. Here, I think you could have gone for this ball, but there is a possibility that that person who just jumped off of your back wall turns and beats you to this and then hits it off the side wall, and then you're out of the play because you jumped forward. So I think you played this out actually really intelligently. So well done there. Right? It would suck either way, going and getting beat or not going and now being in net with 20 boost with no momentum. Both plays suck, but I think you chose the better play not to go for this ball, because again, if that person off to your left turns and goes for this and bounces it off the sidewall and you went for the ball, then you're out of the play and it's an open net. So I think you actually played this out really, you played it out well. You took the better option, which was to not take yourself out of the play and at least give yourself a chance to save the ball. But again, if Silent was on this ball like he should have been, this is going to be a tough shot to save either way. So you kind of got lucky here that they fumbled and didn't really keep possession like they should have. But this ball here, you definitely could have pressured, because at this point, you got your teammate rotating behind you. I would have loved to see you try to grab this corner boost here, because at this point in time, you're no longer last back, essentially. As soon as he makes his touch to the corner, bam. As soon as he makes that touch, I want to see you try to beat him to that corner boost. Hopefully you can beat him to that corner boost and secure it, and then try to play the ball out of your corner. But at the very least, if he beats you to the corner boost, you're at least pressuring him and not giving him a free a free possession on the ball off of your side wall, off of your corner wall. So I would like to see you play that a little bit more aggressively. Try to secure your corner boost. Try to get the ball. At the very least, try to mess his play up. Don't jump off the wall with no boost, because then you're going to be taking yourself out of the play. Don't dive at the ball. But here, bam, diagonal flip into the corner. Secure your corner boost if you can. Try to play the ball out of your corner, or at least try to drive into his play and mess him up. Because at this point in time, your teammate Tramisu is going to have plenty of time to back you up in net. Yeah, this would have been a really good ball to go for here. As soon as you see that, bam, Brody Lynn lost possession, Silent got bumped, both opponents are in the corner, and nobody has possession of that ball, I would be going for this. I'd be going for this because it's really not going to be hard for you to quickly go. You have 100 boost, quickly jump up, aerial, pinch the ball across the net, and Tramisu probably can finish it up, honestly. So I would have been pressuring this. You see your opponents are both in their corner and neither of them have possession of the ball. Neither of them really even have control of their car right now. So try to spot those openings where your opponents are messing up, they're fumbling. Try to take advantage. Because now you gave them the time and the space to recollect themselves. Good boost grab there. Nicely done. This might be a goal. Oh, that should have been a goal. That's tough. That's tough. You just got to try to be a little bit quicker. That's all you can do in this play. As soon as you see this flick doesn't come through for Brodlin. What's his freaking name? Brodlin? Brodilin? As soon as you see this happen, bam. You need to be hitting reverse and power sliding at the same time. Reverse power slide. After the power slide, you should be facing this direction and immediately going up for this block. That's all you can do in this position, but it's the best play. You don't want to sit here with 0 boost and just wait for Silent shot, because if he takes any decent shot, it should be a goal, honestly. So the only thing you could have done here is just try to be quicker. As soon as that touch, that 50-50 pops up like that, you got to turn with a little power slide turn and go up for this ball. I know you have 0 boost, but a double jump should reach that ball, or at least a double jump will get you to that ball at the same time that Silent could be shooting, and then you're blocking the shot. And that wasn't even a good shot, and he still scored. So that just shows how bad of an option just waiting on the goal line with 0 boost there was. Nice. Should be either a hard clear or a control off the wall. Teammate gets demoed, unfortunately. I'm gonna go back one more time. Alright, so be careful on this turn. Technically, you turned the wrong way here, reading this bounce. I would have preferred to see you turn this direction as you position for this bounce off of the wall. Ball is still going to come to the same place and you're in the same position to collect it, but the only difference is As you get higher ranked, a lot of the time this person who hit the ball is going to go for another touch on this ball as it bounces off this corner. And so if you turn upfield this way and then he makes the touch, you know, and it goes in front of your net, you're off in this direction. This whole window is open for this other player over here to come and shoot behind you. So if you turn defensively, again, you're not wasting any time. You end up in the same position at the same position, but instead if he makes that touch across the net, then you can, bam, you're shadowing it. You have possession of it still. If he doesn't make that touch, then again, bam, you come out and grab the ball. So that's the first mistake here. Pretty small one, but be cautious of that as you get higher ranked. A lot of the time, people in Broadland's position here will get another touch on this ball. And so instead of turning upfield, turn towards your net in case he does. And either way, you're in the same position to get possession of this ball. I was going to say that the second mistake here, not really even a mistake, but a possible play would be to get on the opposite side of this ball and cut it around Silent. But two things would actually be wrong with that play. Is one, you would be over on this side of the ball, opening up this lane for him to dunk the ball straight down the middle of your net. So I like that you didn't try to cut it past him. And secondly, if you cut the ball in this direction, you'd be cutting it right into the other player who's over here. So I think you made a pretty good play here. Just barely missed that mid boost. That sucks. Happens at any rank. All right. Kind of a mechanical thing. I don't really usually point out mechanical mistakes. You guys know the drill. Anyone who's new here, I usually don't point out mechanical mistakes because I can't really teach you mechanics in a replay analysis, and it's not something you can utilize in your own games after watching the video. But this is something that you can. You just aerialed way too early here, right? If you're gonna shoot this, you need to be hitting the underside of the ball in order to get a lot of height and distance on it. And you jumped so early that the ball is... You just jumped so early that you end up hitting like the mid to upper half of the ball. You would have waited a little bit longer to jump here for this shot. Probably jump for it about now. You'd be hitting much more of the underside of the ball. Much more of the underside of the ball. It could have been a goal, possibly. But if you also do that, jump a little later for this shot like you should have if you're going to try to shoot, that also gives you the opportunity to notice that extra second to see if Silent's going to challenge or not. Because if Silent doesn't challenge and you haven't jumped yet, you'd be trying to jump maybe right now. If Silent isn't challenging you, then maybe you decide, okay, I'm not going to shoot this actually. I'm just going to take possession. I'm going to let it drop on my hood, and then I have a flick opportunity. So just miscalculated your timing on the shot there, which led to also missing an opportunity to maybe take a dribble. Just one small detail, small mistake leading into a somewhat other mistake. That's how these higher ranks really work. It's just all about the small little mistakes that lead to other mistakes and whatnot. Nice. Yeah, you tried shooting. That's so close. So close. Don't be afraid to try to catch this as well. Because, I mean, you see Brody's not hitting this. I keep calling him Brody. Wait, that is his name, Brody Litton. Okay, I'm going to call him Brody. You saw Brody, tried to go up for it. They weren't synced up. They messed up, and this is kind of a little bit of a free ball here. Yes, you probably could have scored this if you shot it better. If you just, man, that's so close. Like, this angle looks perfect for the shot, and then just the timing to the ball is just, oh, you know what it is? It's that you didn't flip there. I think if you flipped, here, dang it, ball's behind you. Wait, you did flip? How do you miss the shot? Rocket League? I think you may have just flipped right after you hit the ball. So you hit the ball and then flipped, so you didn't flip into the ball. I think that's the only reason you missed the ball. You missed the shot there. That looked perfectly lined up. Unfortunate. But yeah, I think you could have also possibly just carried that, honestly. I think you could have just carried that and it would have been free. But hindsight's 2020. It was a very fast decision there. Can't really fault you too much for that. Go back one more time here. Okay. Nice 50. The only thing here is, if you're not going to go for the ball, you need to try to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. You need to try to get an eye on Silent and what he's doing. So I would, this is one of those instances where I would be using my other thumbstick to move around my camera view and try to get Silent in my view. If you're not going to go for the ball here, start moving around that. I think it's the left joysticks where you can move your camera around. So that way you're not just looking up at the sky, because at this point you have no idea what Silent's doing. You have no idea if he's positioning to challenge, if he's going to beat you to this ball. And it looks like you're positioning to catch this or start an air dribble. But for all you know, Silent is up right now. And super lucky that he wasn't, because he definitely, with all this time and space, could have gone up for this ball. So yeah, when you're up in this position, if you're not going to go for the ball, turn off ball cam or use your other thumbstick to try to get vision of your opponent and see what they're doing. And if anything, linger on the sidewall a little longer, right? Linger as this ball is coming down. Don't just go straight to the ground. That's actually a really good tip I'm going to give you really quick. I'm going to have to go into the fly perspective. As this ball is coming to the ground, don't just give your opponent the opportunity to come challenge. Don't just come immediately down to the ground and wait for the ball to come down in front of you. Because again, Silent could have turned and challenged at any point in time. But if you linger next to the ball on the wall as it's coming down, following on the wall as it's coming down, at any point in time, if Silent turns and challenges, all you have to do is jump off the wall and hit it past him. So by staying on the wall as the ball is coming down, you can still, last second, get underneath the ball. It's a little harder. It's not that hard though. And, you know, by doing so, if Silent turns and challenges at any point in time, you can hit it past him. But again, by just immediately coming down to the ground, now if he goes up for the ball, even if you see him, now if he goes up for the ball, you have to try to double jump up and beat him to the ball. But in most case scenarios, if he's starting on the ground and you're starting on the ground, your probably best bet is just going to be to get a 50-50. But if you're starting on the wall above him and he's starting on the ground, then that's an easy beat. And he probably doesn't even challenge because he knows that's an easy beat. And if he does challenge, it's probably a free goal because he shouldn't be challenging when he can easily get beat. So yeah, stay on the wall here as you're shadowing the ball coming down. Take possession of it last second. And also try to get vision of your opponent instead of just looking up at the ball, having no idea what's going on in front of you. Again, this is another opportunity to go for a solo play. You've got 47 boost. Not a great amount of boost, but that's enough to go for a flip reset. Or, at the very least. I mean, this touch could have just been a little bit more forward. Roll it in front of you, and then go for one more touch. Because this touch here, coming straight down this direction, really isn't threatening. It's not in a position where your teammate can go for it. So there was really no point in making that touch. So I would have either liked to see you go for a really controlled, low boost flip reset. So you're going to have to execute pretty well in order to, get the flip reset and be in a threatening position with 47 boost. It's hard. Probably not the best play for you to be going for at pretty much low GC. GC1, barely GC1. High champ 3. Probably not the play to make. I'll give that to you, granted. But this touch isn't productive in any way, shape, or form. So maybe make a touch rolling along the back wall so that you can follow it up and make one more touch in front of the net, or leave the ball at that point. Even if you don't want to go for one more touch, maybe wait, see if anybody goes for the clear. If not, the ball's just rolling in front of the net. At any point in time, you can jump off the back wall and shoot it in. Doomsy dish, if you don't know what that means. It's a doomsy dish. Bottom line is this touch just isn't very productive, unfortunately. Chamisu. Damn. Super close. Nice. Can you guys score? OT? Oh, super close. Ah. Honestly, I want. Yeah, with 35 seconds, this is definitely worth going for. You gotta spot your little openings when you got them. Last time they were in the corner and you had an opening to challenge and you didn't take it. Again in the same corner. Bam! As soon as he makes that touch, look at, he can't do anything. He flipped it to the ball. He hit it away from himself. He cannot do anything until he gets to like this position. His flip's over. The balls came to like here. You've got like half a second to jump in, make a touch. Jump in, make a touch. A soft touch, you can't pinch it across the net because your opponent or your teammate's recovering inside their net. He can't do anything with a pass. You're not trying to pass this across the net, but you're trying to make a soft touch, stay behind the ball, and go again, right? You're trying to make a touch that keeps the ball close, and then you can go again. Instead of just, I mean, you gave him time and space. But again, bam, 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 bam. You could have been on the ball already. Could have been on the ball. You would have had to make a slight soft touch because obviously Brody's there. But, I mean, what you did isn't terrible. It's not bad. Still worked out pretty decently. But I'm just pointing out you had a window of opportunity to challenge. And you never know. Things could have played out differently. I don't know if you guys are going to end up scoring. If you do, hooray. If not, that could have been your window to possibly score. But there you go. You scored anyways. Good job. You gotta spot those small windows to challenge a little bit better. Good play, bringing it back to your corner off of kickoff. You know I always advocate for that. Touch back to your corner could have been slightly better. Just get a little bit more off to the left and hit it more directly back to your corner. Right? If you get a little, just hook around a little bit more. That way you lead the ball back closer to your corner. You don't give this guy the opportunity to come in 50-50 you. Could have had a clean beat. He probably doesn't even challenge you. He might still challenge you. But you could have had a clean beat instead of a 50-50 here if you would have just taken that touch slightly better back to your corner. But the idea there is 100% correct. Wait a sec. Whoa. Hey, nice job, man. Nice job. You guys got the 0-second buzzer beater for the win. That's clutch. That's clutch. Honestly, this is like your fourth replay analysis on my channel now, and I love it because I'm seeing you improve every time. This is definitely the best I've seen you play in any of your replay analysis that you submitted, so good job. And I know nowadays, this is Champ 3 Div 3. I know you've hit GC since then. Your next replay analysis is actually already submitted in the Discord, and it's a GC replay analysis. So you're going places, man. This guy has submitted like 4 replay analysis, guys, and he's ranked up. So, you know, this is working. We're doing something right here. I think your biggest takeaways from this analysis, is just spotting your opportunities to challenge, your opportunities where the opponent doesn't have possession and you can go in and make a play. Just those small, tiny windows. You're doing everything else pretty well, man. Like, you were picking up pads when you could, when it made sense, when you needed to. I didn't have any times where I was like, oh, you could be in a much better position if you're picking up pads. That's great. Didn't have to say that at all. Not once this replay. That's huge. And other than that, like, you had one turn where you turned upfield instead of defensively. Just pointed out how at higher ranks, even at your rank, honestly, a lot of the time that could get you in trouble. But there was really no fundamental mistakes anymore, Andre. This was a really good analysis. Your biggest takeaway, again, is just spotting those small windows where your opponent loses possession or doesn't have possession and you can challenge. Great job. Can't wait to see your GC1 replay analysis because it's probably going to be even better than this one. That's going to be super exciting, man. Look forward to seeing more from you in the future. Guys, again, if you like the video, do me a huge favor and leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you want to submit a replay analysis of your own, read the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.